you and I love you.
I love you too.
You and I, just something about us. We just always read romances.
Yeah.
Okay? We always
It's not
do.
my fault. It just happens to fall into my lap.
I happen to know every single person that fake dates in this town. But you and I literally just got all the fake dating romances, fucking crushed it into a ball, threw it out the fucking window. Don't even think about romance right now.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, there's
I
a
want you-
little romance. But that's
No,
not...
out of the window. It's
Okay.
gone.
Okay, it's gone. What romance?
You're driving with your husband. I guess a little. Okay, you're driving with your husband. Fucking blizzard. You can't see shit.
Who's
And
driving? Me or him?
He is. But you know what?
Oh, thank God.
You're trying to give him directions, and you're like, babe. I think it's. Wait, let me lower the window. It's like fucking. I think it's fucking snowing, babe.
I think, but I can't tell.
Babe, I'm so fucking confused. And he's like, I got this. I know where we're going. So both of you are supposed to go see a house. Okay, because you knew each other for 2 seconds, got married on the 3rd second, and then by the 10th second, we're like, let's get a fucking house here.
But isn't that the best types of relationships? Like the quick burn.
Never have never hated anything about you except every fucking thing about you, babe. But it's good because you're cute and shit. So then
I don't know you well enough to be pissed off at you.
You drive, you get out of an exit.
I'm not driving.
Babe drives out of an exit and you find a castle.
A
It's
castle.
like, wait a minute, is
Like,
this
for
what
real?
we saw on fucking Zillow? Shit.
I can't afford this, bitch.
No, but it's cheap.
Oh.
They got a coupon on that shit? That's $5.
Is it Groupon?
Yeah. So, we're not sponsored. So they get to this house and it's like, yeah, whatever her fucking name is, our fucking real estate person should be here soon. So why don't we make ourselves comfortable, live in this house for 2 seconds, and just wait for her. Mm-hmm. And then they're looking at the house and they notice that the top light is on because it's 2 floors. And fucking Tricia, our main girl character, is looking up there. It's like, yeah, that's not suspicious at all. But yeah, let's go in. And they get snowed in. So then it's like, this is a house we want to own. And now we're just supposed to stay here. But then Tricia, our main character, is like, hold on. I feel weird because I feel like something bad has happened here. And in a movie, this is where they would say the title, Never Lie. And the song, fade to black, the song hits. Mm-hmm. This is your life right now. Do you think solving what the bad thing happened in this house would fix your life?
God, I hope so.
I really hope so too. Welcome to the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast where we fix lives one thriller at a time. Mm-hmm. I'm your host, Cheli.
And I'm your host, Yajaira.
And when I figured out that we weren't reading a romance, I thought this was going to be spicy.
I did too. Honestly, I don't know why I thought this was like a dark romance.
Yeah.
Until I started it and I was like, oh, wait. Mm-hmm. This is not a dark romance.
This is just dark.
It's just thriller.
So I was so pleasantly surprised that we were not reading a romance. Not that I hate romances, but that's sometimes we get stuck in reading similar books over and over again.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I like about having 2 episodes a week. Every book that we read this book, so different. Like they were so different from each other. So with this book, we are taken to this house that is for sale that this couple, Ethan and Tricia, want to buy. Mm-hmm. They are a new couple. And it seems right off the bat that Tricia's just like, yeah, I mean, I love my baby's cute and everything, and he's adorable.
Also, this was written by Freida McFadden.
Yes. Shout out. So sometimes my beautiful husband, I love him and all, but sometimes I can't fucking stand that bitch.
Yeah, like she would go from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
But actually, the story starts off with Adrienne's point of view, which is the psychiatrist.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's kind of like it is a prologue. And basically, in her prologue, Adrienne is telling us, the readers, that everybody lies. And she just has this knack of figuring out when somebody is lying to her. And she's just like, it may not be obvious right away, but there's always a tell. Like sometimes someone will play with their hair, fidget a little bit, look away from you, but she just knows there's always a sign. And then she also brings up this study, which I can't wait to hear your thoughts about this study, but let me just read it. So in case our listeners haven't read this, basically she says that there was a psychological experiment to estimate the prevalence of untruthful behavior. And subjects were informed that the vending machine was malfunctioning. If they put in $1, the faulty machine would dispense candy, but then return their dollar. Subjects who used the vending machine found this to be absolutely true. They dispensed 1, 2, 3, even 4 pieces of free candy and retrieved their money from the machine. There was a sign on the vending machine that said, "To report any malfunctions with this machine, please call this number." But obviously the subjects didn't know that the number provided belonged to the researcher in the study, which was, I believe, her. Or no, I think she just read this somewhere.
Yeah.
And so she was like, guess how many people called the number? 0. Yeah, that's right. Everybody lies, like I said. As a trained psychiatrist, I'm intimately familiar with these signs. It's almost too easy to spot them. And basically she just says, like, I will know the truth. I will always know the truth. Never lie to me. And that's how the prologue ends.
I kind of hate Adrienne.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was just, because even just like the whole concept of this faulty vending machine, I was like, okay, well, sometimes people need to save those extra dollars. It's just $1.
I buy something out of a vending machine, I'm financially ruined for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of see where she's getting at, though, because it is an interesting experiment. Because then you think of the probability of someone going up, and for every person that's going, your probability is decreasing exponentially. So it's like, I understand that. But then I don't think that's a fair enough. Like, you can't just base that and use that as like a, see, people are fucking liars.
I fucking knew it. I can't trust any of these
and
bitches.
To me, right off the bat, it just felt like in her mind, she was the top of the world.
Yeah.
Like, I get you all and you don't get each other.
Like,
that's disgusting.
She's very full of herself.
Full of herself and thinks she has no fault ever. So I disliked her. And I thought she was a little like, I thought she was asexual. Like, I thought she was just someone who, like, never loved because she sees the bad in all people. So, like, when I figured out that she was in a relationship, I was like, this is a little...
Unexpected?
Yeah. But just in general, I didn't like Adrienne. And whenever it's in her perspective, it is in the past because our main characters, Ethan and Tricia, they are living in late Adrienne's house.
Well, they're supposed to be seeing the house.
You're right.
And then they're going to decide whether or not they want the house. And Trisha's over here telling Ethan, her husband, well, we're supposed to meet the realtor and, you know, maybe she didn't know there was going to be a blizzard. Oh my God, everyone makes mistakes. And so they go to this house and it's like scary. Like there's this big ass portrait of Adrienne. And Adrienne is actually someone who is pretty well known because her death is a mystery. People just assume that she was murdered by her then boyfriend. Yeah. And so Adrienne released a book. What was it called? Anatomy of Fear?
Yes.
And she sees Trisha sees the book and she's just like, Ethan, have you read this book? Oh my God, this story was everywhere. The case was everywhere. And he's kind of just like, I mean, it's weird. It's like weird, right?
Yeah.
That they're there. But he's like immediately in love with the house. He's just like, whoa, this place, so big. It's huge.
I really disliked too that Trisha was like, love my husband, but I fucking hate this house. No, babe, I love it.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
I didn't like that either because it didn't make sense how you can't even tell your husband that this house is starting to make you feel sick. Because she thought that somebody was in there because the light was on.
And she thought it was haunted too because there was just moments where like certain doors would be open or the painting of Adrienne that Ethan had brought down was put back up. Like it was just little things like that.
She was like, why did you put it back up? And he was like, I didn't put it back up. He put it down because it was creeping her out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ethan sucks. I think he's a horrible husband. I think that part where he was like, babe, I guess you're just lucky because I took you before the gross guys came.
Oh my god, that part was so disgusting. They were talking about the fact that Luke, the boyfriend to Adrienne, supposedly had something to do with her disappearance, right? I think that's how it was brought up.
Yes.
And he was like, oh, there's just so many psychos out there, babe, but
babe,
you're so lucky you got stuck with the real one.
I hate that shit. That's so, yeah, babe. No, yeah. That's great that you think that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you for choosing me.
So, I really like that this story goes between the point of views of Adrienne and Tricia, but also
the past and the present. Mm-hmm.
but also listening to these tapes of Adrienne talking to her patients, because while Tricia was going through the house, she found a hidden room that was behind a bookshelf.
She had these like whole wall of tape recorders.
Yeah.
And the way that they were labeled was they were color coded and they were initials.
Yes.
And so EJ was one that was like stuck out to Adrienne, the one that stuck out to Tricia. And so she picked a couple and then she picked another, like a couple different ones, right?
Yeah.
And then she would listen to these tape recordings. And I agree with you. I thought it was really interesting, like the way that the story was set up. Like we would get this mysterious past of Adrienne and the present, and then these tape recordings.
How did you feel before knowing anything, before all brain cells connected? How did you feel about Tricia being super nosy?
Well, I thought it was funny because I kind of would be the same way. And again, she doesn't like to be honest with Ethan, her husband, because she would literally say like, oh, he hates when I'm nosy. He knows that I'm nosy and I can't help myself. And so she didn't want to tell him that she found all of these tape recordings.
Yep.
She wanted to keep it to herself because she knew that he would judge her.
Yep.
And then also like, obviously if this woman went missing, these tape recordings could be like evidence, right? And she knew that, but she was just like, oh, but I gotta know like what was in these tapes.
So, also we didn't even mention when she talks about her husband, there's a part where she's like, yeah, I love him and he gets me and I get him, but he'll never know that little secret of mine, that little terrible secret.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, what the fuck did you do, Tricia?
Yeah.
What was your life before this shit? Every time I read these types of books, no brain cells on. I literally never guess what's going to happen next. I had no idea where this was headed.
I didn't know where it was headed, but I knew that it wasn't headed where it was trying to make it go, if that makes sense. Because the way that Ethan was described was that he was tall, blonde, beautiful, had blonde hairs on his chest, like whatever, right? And then with Adrienne, so when we would go through these tape recordings, there was one person that she really did not like. It was one of her patients whose initials were EJ. And EJ coincidentally also had blonde hair, right? And so I knew right away. I was like, this is a fucking red herring. It's not him. So I was trying so hard. I was like, there's something else here that I'm missing.
Dude, you're so smart. I literally was just kind of like, ooh, characters. Love this shit. Because I didn't connect anything. For EJ, I felt kind of, I don't know. It's not even a big issue. But I was just kind of like, damn, you're a psychiatrist and you're over here talking shit about your patients.
But I feel like that's how some of them are.
I know, but that kind of made me feel icky.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is your fucking job, okay? And he clearly was very narcissistic.
Yeah.
And was just tired of him. And I couldn't stand him either. But I just couldn't stand both of them. Because, like I said, I feel like Adrienne just was so full of herself. It's like, no.
She just,
you don't deserve my time.
Yeah.
Fucking hated that shit.
I hated that too. And basically how she even started seeing EJ was his parents were really concerned about him.
Yeah.
And she knew right away. She was like, this guy's a narcissist. But then eventually EJ's mom stopped paying for his visits.
Because he wasn't getting anywhere in his life.
Yeah, exactly. And so basically Adrienne tells EJ, this is our last session. It's been chill. It's been nice. Cool knowing you.
Don't contact me.
Yeah, but EJ's obviously like, his ego is wounded. So he's just like, no, you can't get rid of me.
And isn't it funny? So narcissistic. Dude, I felt so triggered with EJ. I couldn't.
Yeah, so did I, honestly.
So I hated when he was like, yeah, I love coming to you. I'm really getting better. And then she was like, I can't see you anymore. This is why you're a bitch.
Yeah.
This is why I'm never changing, because you don't even fucking care about me. It's like,
this is just
God.
a job for you, huh? You don't even care about me. You don't even know me. So let's talk about the tea that happens. Basically, Adrienne has a little bit of anger issues. Oh my God.
who would have thought? A psychiatrist?
Who would have thought, huh?
I'm like the most patient person I know.
I know. And so basically what ends up happening is she starts fighting with someone over a parking spot.
Mm-hmm.
But this person beats her to it. She gets so angry because she's like, there's no other parking spot anywhere near here. And so she decides to pop his tires.
And key his car, right?
And key his car.
I don't remember. She just fucked his
But
car
she's
up.
just like, hell yeah, this is what you get. And then suddenly, EJ is like, hey, girl, you're going to keep seeing me unless you want me to release this video of you slashing this guy's tires.
If I was seeing a psychiatrist and I'm on fucking Twitter X, I'm sorry.
No, let's call it Twitter. Just
I'm
to
on
spite
fucking
him.
Twitter, and then it's like therapist Adrienne. It's like, whoa, my fucking psychiatrist keying someone's car. I would go through that shit and be like, go off, queen.
Yeah.
Go off, queen.
I feel
that
like-
gets me.
I
and then
feel
keep
like because I'm around healthcare providers, I see the flaws. You know what I mean? I'm aware that they are not perfect.
going. Yep.
And so seeing Adrienne having all of these like issues, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Like,
That's
of course.
funny. That's funny how our two jobs, because yes, you're saying it like, yeah, I get it. But me, my job, yeah, you do that, bitch. Yes, take out your anger. Dude, I fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
I was so like, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just like, how did EJ even get the tape? He was just obsessed with her, right?
He had money. So I feel like he just, I don't know. I don't even understand either because he was just there, no? Like he was just following her around. And so I feel like because he had money, he had a lot of free time.
Yeah.
What else is he going to do?
Yep. He wasn't going to get a job.
And then he was upset. I know. Ew. He was obsessed with her because he didn't want to be rejected by her.
Mm-hmm.
And so he starts threatening her. And he's like, you're going to keep seeing me or else I'm going to release this. And then because she was going to release her book, Anatomy of Fear, she didn't want this to ruin the press, you know?
Yep. So then she sees him and he comes in and is like, ooh, owie, my arm hurts. I guess you have to prescribe me oxycodone?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe this many milligrams and this many pills?
And she's like, I can't do that. And he's like, well.
Just like you couldn't key that car? Suddenly, the math ain't mathin'. And so she does it, but then completely feels horrible.
But she does tell him, I'm only going to do it once for you. Don't ever ask for it again.
Bitch, you know I will.
I know.
But then she's like, okay, this is all happening. But she's also in a relationship with this man named Luke. And she's gotten to a point where she's like, yeah, I'm totally obsessed with this man. He's like the perfect man.
But she's also kind of, I don't know what the word is, but she doesn't like that he's in her space, right? Even though she lives in a big ass house, she's just like, you can have one drawer and one drawer only.
But don't you remember there's like a switch somewhere? I think it was after, because yes, she did not care about him at first. But then this man broke into EJ's house, destroyed the tape, and all of a sudden she was like, wait, you can have two drawers.
No, it happened before that because remember, she was like falling in love with him and everything was like going well. Her and Luke were like in love, right? And then all of a sudden, EJ starts showing up at her house and she's just like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Luke, who was her boyfriend, was like an IT person and he knows how to hack computers.
Yep.
And so she just kind of like told him because she knew that she could get him to do it for her. And don't you just fucking love that Luke literally professed his love to her? He was literally like, bitch, I love you, bitch. I love you so fucking much. And she didn't say it. She didn't say it. She didn't say the L word. She was just like, anyway, could you like maybe destroy the evidence on his computer? And he was like, I don't know, I can't do that. And she was like, but I love you though. But I love you.
You can have the second drawer, but not the one on the bottom. I love that one. You can have the one on the right. I love that shit. That's true love.
It's kind of like expected of her though, because since she's a psychiatrist, she knows how to manipulate people.
I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah. So she ends up manipulating Luke, which is really sad.
Yeah, it is sad. I didn't know how to feel about him. Because to me, he was just kind of like a pushover. And I was like, I'm fucking over this man. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really care about him. So going back to Tricia.
I cared about him.
Going back to Tricia and Ethan. They're in this house. And they are like, well, Tricia wants to be gone. She's like, I fucking hate being here. And I'm not going to tell Ethan Avi because he's the best husband in the world. So what do I do? And so they're going through the house. They're just esculcando. I don't know what that word is. Looking, searching.
Searching around.
And so they find this little like basement compartment. It's just like little storage underneath a floorboard. And they find
a body. Yeah.
Whose body was it?
It was Luke's. No.
EJ.
It was EJ's body. EJ's.
But
we don't know. They think it's Adrienne's body.
Yes. And then and it's weird to me because one brain cell just lit up at this point for me. Because fucking Ethan was like, oh, well, now we know where she was. And it was like, he has no fear. Like, he's not reacting to this dead body in the house. But neither did Tricia.
No. Neither of them reacted the way they should have, which was obviously, like, obvious now. But at the time, I was like, hello? You just found a dead body. Yeah. No. She did react. She threw up.
Oh, she did throw up. And she also didn't want to be there. But Ethan was just kind of like, I guess I got to go figure out shit. So can you just wait here with this stranger and I'll be right back?
Because we find out that Luke has been staying in this house. Mm-hmm. Because he can't really, like, be around people because everyone assumes that he killed Adrienne.
So he just lives in her house.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So all this shit is going on. It's like, okay, Luke's alive, dead body in here. I don't know what to fucking do. Ethan left for a bit.
I don't understand why they made it seem like this body belonged to Adrienne. Because wasn't this body wearing clothes?
Yes. It's funny because it was wearing like blue jeans.
Yeah.
And fucking Tricia or fucking Luke was like, my bitch in denim? No.
Never.
No.
She wouldn't be caught dead in denim.
Rest in paradise, queen. But like, I don't get it. But it's funny because Luke is tied up.
Yeah.
Okay? Ethan's gone. And then he's like, oh, my wrist hurt. Can you just kind of untie it? And it's funny because fucking Tricia's like, wait, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Well,
I'm going to go.
They tied him up because they don't know what to do with him. Like, they still kind of think that he's responsible for this dead body.
And so she is like, BRB, I'm going to go be a nosy ass bitch. You wait here. So then she goes through the tape room and is like, oh my gosh, one tape is missing.
Yeah.
And I want to take a pause because we haven't even talked about these tapes. They're not all about EJ. So there was another tape that they listened to as well who's named PL. Mm-hmm. And so when Tricia listens to this tape, it's basically a girl who's like, oh my gosh, I have so much trauma in my life because I went on a camping trip with my two friends and my fiance.
Yeah.
And at this camping trip, it was so fun. We were about to get married, but then when I woke up, he was completely murdered right next to me.
There was a killer there.
Yeah. Who murdered him and then murdered the two friends.
And attacked her.
Mm-hmm.
And she barely made it out alive.
Yeah. And then when this was said, Adrienne was like, you've been through a lot of hardship. I understand. Like, you're really strong to be able to, like, overcome this.
Yeah.
And so I think we hear, like, 2 or 3 PL tapes
Uh-huh.
before the last one. And it's called PL Final. And that's the last one that Tricia listens to.
Mm.
And in this one, the tape is basically like, it was really nice working with you, Tricia. So I'm getting stalked.
Mm.
And, you know, this man has, like, something of me that makes me look really bad. And I just thought, you are the perfect person.
Since you killed your fiance and your friends.
No. Wait.
And then, well, she doesn't say Tricia.
No.
It's not revealed till the end. She's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I know what you did. I know what you did.
I like this part because it's like, I know what you did and I know what you're capable of. Now you need to help me.
Yeah. Or else, bitch. So, but she...
But there's a line in here. Okay, because it says, now you need to help me, bitch. And then when it goes to the next chapter, it's Patricia.
Yeah.
Remember? It's the parenthesis. I was like, dude.
No, because she ends it with saying, you need to help me, Patricia.
Yeah.
So, like, the way it ends, it's like, okay.
And then the chapter's titled that. And I was like, bitch.
Yeah.
And then Tricia, is like, oh, I fucking knew Adrienne. She's always one step ahead. She was going to do this shit. I knew that. That's why I should always listen to my mom. Because my mom used to say a secret is better held when only one person is holding it, basically.
No.
Right?
Well, no. The saying is, 2 can keep a secret if one of them is dead, which is a saying.
Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah.
Well, I butchered that shit.
Okay, but just going back, because I wanted to say something about that recording of her and Patricia's, last recording. I really like how it happened because literally this is so Adrienne. Because Adrienne benefited from not outing Patricia because she put her in her story, Anatomy of Fear. She put her incidents pretty much and how she dealt with it, right? And so now when she's like needing someone to do something for her, she's like, yeah, well, I'm being blackmailed. So now I'm blackmailing you to do this thing for me. Because if you don't do it for me, then everyone's going to know what you did, what you really did. And then it's revealed that the reason why Patricia killed her fiance and her 2 friends was because the bitch was cheating on her.
Bitch was cheating.
With her one friend.
Yeah.
The other friend was just there, so it doesn't look suspicious, which is so sad. That poor friend.
I didn't even fucking think about that. Fucking besties were going out. Why do you have a knife? Wait, okay. Weird,
Wait,
but
why
okay.
are you mad? Like, are we
We're all
happy?
gonna sleep together? Okay, everyone jump in.
That poor friend had
Yeah,
no
I didn't even
idea.
think about that. That's hilarious.
But it's because also EJ is just getting more and more unhinged. Like, he asked her for the oxycodone, but then he also wanted like sexual favors from her, right? Like, he was just getting more and more obsessed with her. And she was just like, I can't fucking do this shit anymore. And like we said, she manipulated Luke to go into his house, break in, destroy the evidence, whatever.
She was so bad.
Come back, and then they were gonna live happily ever after.
Yep.
But then EJ sends her a video of her boyfriend breaking into his house, and he was just like, I could ruin his life with this. So you better do whatever I want.
IT ever again.
Maybe me, but after that, nobody else. And so now Adrienne is just like fucking, like, she doesn't know what else to do. And so of course she reaches out to Patricia, and she's like, you're gonna do this to me because I know you're capable of it. And she does. How does she get rid of her problem? Do you remember?
She kills EJ. And then Adrienne hides the body. And it's funny because Patricia's like, weirdo, why would you hide the body in the house?
She doesn't kill him. She drugs him. And he's just knocked out.
It's Adrienne who kills him.
Adrienne kills him.
Okay, thank you.
But Patricia doesn't know what happened to him. But she's just like freaked out.
Yeah, she gets paranoid because she's like, they're gonna fucking figure it out. She kept the body. Oh my god, why the fuck would she do that?
Yeah.
And then that's when she thinks of the two can keep a secret
if one of them is dead.
So you
don't know that Patricia's like too paranoid just yet, because now we're in this memory, right? Mm-hmm. And Adrienne is like, she's like, where do I put this bitch? And she puts him in the fucking little floorboards thing, and he ends up suffocating because she just leaves him there.
You're right.
It was crazy how it happened, huh?
That's crazy.
Because the way it was described was like, oh yeah, like it would be really loud, and then finally the noise stopped, and then the fucking smell. I
was very unsettled by this book. That is really gross. And just the idea of just, if anyone else had bought this house, they would have just lived with that shit.
They would have just they probably would have found the body.
Yeah. Oh God, I can't even imagine that.
That's so scary.
Was the body, I don't remember how they had described it. Had it decomposed?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Yeah, it did.
And that's disgusting.
Is crazy.
So then explain the time frame, because I know that after we know that Patricia's Patricia and
Tricia's Patricia
and she was paranoid, she decided to kill Adrienne.
Yes.
And she describes it like
the way it happened. Didn't you kind of feel, I don't know if it was just me, but I kind of felt like Adrienne, just the way that she presented herself was so like untouchable. Like nothing's gonna beat me, girl. But then Patricia shows up and she's just like, nah, bitch. And I forgot how she kills her. But it's in Adrienne's point of view. And she's just kind of like, oh my God, she like, somehow got the upper hand on me.
Somehow.
And it was like weird because I was like, damn, I really didn't think that Adrienne was killed by Patricia, I guess.
But isn't that kind of great? Because this whole thing of like, I can catch everyone. I'm 10 steps ahead of every bitch out here.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you fucking aren't. You're the same as everyone else.
You're just a basic bitch.
You're just a basic bitch.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm glad sorry, rest in paradise. But I'm kind of glad it had ended like that for her, because it just goes to show like you're nothing.
Yeah.
And you're not more than anyone else in this story. But does that mean that the car that Ethan and Tricia came in, did it have Adrienne's body in it?
At one point. What did they do with her body? I can't remember.
It was in the car.
It was?
It was in the car because Tricia was like, well, how do I get rid of the body? Because if they're going to go get help, I have to get rid of the body now.
Yeah.
So it was in the trunk.
This whole time?
I think so. So I don't think they had killed her that long ago. Or she had killed her that long ago.
Oh my God.
Because then she was like, okay, I got to set up this whole house thing. I got to find any evidence of her accusing me. And then I got to do all this shit. Yeah. And while all of this is going on, Ethan walks into the tape room and he's like, holy shit. Yeah. This is wild. And then it's like, Beba, don't look at them. Don't look at them. I'm going to burn them all. And so she takes to burn them all. But then he picks up a tape and it's like, Mama? So there was another patient who, I don't remember her
She was just erratic. Like, she always thought that everybody was out to get her. Like, she told Adrienne that, oh, I think my son wants to kill me. Like, she was just, like, always thinking that something bad was going to happen to her.
And Adrienne was like, no, your son doesn't want to kill you.
And the mom ended up unaliving herself, right? No?
The son killed her.
He killed her?
Yeah, because Tricia's there and is, like, seeing Ethan go, like, Mom? And picking up the tape. And then it's like, yeah, that's your mom. Your mom that you killed. And then he gets kind of worried because it's like, does this switch something in their relationship now? And then it's like, no, babe. I think she reveals her past. I don't remember. Yeah, she does.
She just like dumps it out.
Yeah, by the way, I've killed a bitch.
And it was Adrienne. Can you believe it?
Oh, a small world. So then it's like quiet. And then she goes like, well, what do you think we do now? And then he says, well, I think that bitch Luke knows too much. Yeah. It's like, babe, I knew I picked the right one.
Why did he kill the mom again?
Because he was tired of her being always erratic. I think that was the reason.
But why was he in the house then? I don't remember that part. Because they both knew that this was Adrienne's house.
Because they were, he just wanted a house. I think that was the whole thing. And then she was the one that was set up the dates of when to go there. So I think it just worked out.
Well, I remember she wanted to go to the house because she wanted to look for any evidence that she may have left behind.
Yeah.
Because she was like, where the fuck did she put the body?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think he was just in it for the vibes.
Okay. I don't really remember that part for some reason. But you're right. He was like, Mama? Mom? Wait.
Yeah. So they both unalive Luke together, as a happy couple does.
Yeah.
And the story ends. They bought the house. Right?
They have a child.
They have a child. This child's running. And then she's like, oh, how did my life end up so great?
I really didn't deserve this, but you know what? It happened for me, bitch.
But you know what? Sometimes in the oddest of hours, Ethan gets a little paranoid. He thinks that someone's gonna come and question where these people are. Mm-hmm. And then I remember what my mom said. Two can't keep a secret.
It's not Ethan, it's her.
Yeah, I know. Two can't keep a secret if one of them is dead. Trisha?
Only two. Wait.
Wait.
The only way that two can keep a secret
is if one of them is dead.
Yeah, because
Trisha signing off.
Well, I just want to read it though, because
okay,
it
go
says,
ahead.
Because they're over here like thinking like, oh my God, we're a happy couple, like love this, and also the way that it was described that the daughter Delilah was just running through the garden where they buried Luke was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it says, sometimes I wonder about Ethan. He gets nervous when people go into our garden. He was so anxious about the grass. I almost thought he was going to crack for a while. If somebody came around and started asking questions, I'm not sure he would hold up. Hopefully that won't ever happen, but if it does, I'm prepared to take care of the situation. After all, my mom always said that the only way two people can keep a secret is if one of them is dead. The end. That's crazy.
I really like this story.
Yeah.
I was so in it the moment I started. I read this in one sitting. I just digested this book.
Dude, same. Me too.
Oh my God. I was so excited to read something that wasn't romance. And no guesses in my mind.
Really?
I really just went for it.
I didn't really have a guess either. I didn't think it was Patricia, but I knew it wasn't Ethan. Because then, oh my God. And then because it was EJ, the initials for the crazy guy, the crazy narcissistic guy. And then at the end of his last tape, it was like, see you later, Edward. So that's how you knew it wasn't Ethan. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I didn't have a guess, but I knew it wasn't Ethan.
Yeah.
That would have been too obvious.
But then the fact that Ethan has killed someone.
I know.
That's crazy to me. And the fact that it was his mom.
It kind of makes sense that she would have been so attracted to him. Like-minded,
Yeah.
Because she knew of him. She knew of him because she knew the mom.
Oh, that's true.
And
so
so
that's weird.
That's
very
why
planned.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. It was very planned. And I don't know how he ended up falling in love with her, but it just happened that way.
I wish we could have seen a little more of Adrienne. Like, I wish we could have gotten more of her before her dying.
Did you think she was dead?
No, I didn't. I was waiting for her to come out of the house.
Didn't. Yeah, I know. I thought she was the one that was in the house.
That would have fucked me up, though. That would have hella fucked me up.
And then I didn't like that they kept the body that they found super ambiguous because it would be kind of obvious that it wasn't her. I would think anyway, especially because of the type of clothes she would wear.
Yeah. But I felt bad for Luke.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't like him.
No, I don't.
Roll the tape.
I don't, but it kind of sucks now thinking about it. He was just a man who fell in love.
I know, pobrecito. I mean, honestly, he could have done better. But do you think he was just excited of the prospect of marrying a psychiatrist? Free therapy.
I don't think so. Because they didn't really talk about each other's jobs with each other.
I think she did mention a little bit.
A little bit, because when she brought up EJ, he was just like, oh yeah, that kid that follows you.
Yeah, that guy. Ugh.
But that was kind of it. They didn't really delve into that. Mm-hmm. It was weird to me that everyone in this town was just like, yeah, that shrink that died here. everyone knows about that. And it's like, wow, small ass town if everyone knows about that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like this story was so fucking good.
I
was so into it.
Me too. I gave it a 5 out of 5.
Really?
Yeah, I liked it. I think I would want to read another Freida McFadden book.
Well, we are going to read more.
I'm so excited. Dude, it's so... When you talked about the housemaid, I had no idea that was her.
Yeah. Well, I told Cheli. I mentioned it to Cheli when we were picking our next reads for our next book. I mentioned that we should do Housemaid from Freida McFadden because it was really, really popular.
Yeah.
And I really want to read it. Like, it looks interesting to me. Like, hello, she's looking through a keyhole. She's a chismosa.
What's she looking at?
I need to know.
Vibes. Girl, move. Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, I just really want to read it.
Dude, I'm
and this
excited.
was my first book from her, and I really, really liked it.
I know.
I love the different, like, time.
Perspectives.
No, like, the times. Like, past and present. And then the tapes.
We read a book like that. What was it? The Carrie retelling.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, wrong book.
Weight in Blood.
Yeah.
Weight
Oh my
of
God.
Blood.
Weight of Blood.
Yeah. I don't know what. I think I would give it a high 4, though. I don't know.
I get it. She ain't hitting you. She ain't hitting.
She hit, but did she hit me?
Wow.
No. Did I hit her?
Did anyone hit?
But yeah, it was really good. Is there anything else in this book that you want to mention? Isn't it crazy how Patricia was crazy? It's crazy because I'm surprised you didn't bring it up because you always bring this up. But the shift in the way that she was telling the story when we find out that Patricia was PL. Crazy.
Unreliable narrator shit that I
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also like this whole concept of never lying and then being capable to lie and not catching it. I just kind of, to me, it felt like, yeah, fuck Adrienne. You didn't catch that shit.
Yeah.
You didn't think she'd do that shit? Like, it just...
Well, think again.
I know.
Also,
Bitch.
I thought it was so funny that the portrait of Adrienne was actually a gift from Patricia.
Yeah, she commissioned it, right?
Yeah. It was from her and her mom, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it was her perspective, she was like, of course, I fucking knew that she would hang that shit up.
Bitch.
Awesome.
Dude, I really like this book. I'm very excited to read another Freida McFadden book. But to anyone listening to our episode, thank you so much. If you are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on, if you could please leave a rating of 5 stars, because I think that's the highest of honors that anyone can do for us.
I also think that giving us 5 stars really, really boosts us up. Like,
Yeah,
so fucking
hella.
much. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It does make a big difference. You could have already done it. You could do it right now. I forgive you for not doing it first. If you also want to leave a review and maybe recommend us another thriller, that would be good. We used to do themes every month. I forgot what our theme for this month was.
We have no theme. We had a theme. We were going to do sequels, which, by the way, I'm so glad you brought that up because I wanted to bring that up. I re-listened to our tier list episode, and at the end of that episode, we were like so confident. Like, oh my God, next month, start of the year, we're going to do only continuations of books we read. Tell me why we only did one.
That shit was gone so fast. And it was a Colleen Hoover book.
No.
That was
Akamath.
Oh my God.
It's Akamath.
Dude, I just unthought of that. How dare you put it back in my mind. You're right.
Yeah.
We
What
tried.
Colleen Hoover?
It starts with us. It ends with us.
No, we finished the year with that.
Oh, I guess it did end with us.
Yeah, well, we were so confident when we said that I actually felt bad. I was like, damn, we didn't do that.
Wait, how do we undo episodes?
I don't know. We
How do we
can't.
delete message? Oh,
We're just mood readers. So honestly, sometimes when we're just not in the mood, we'll both just like be like,
we're hilarious.
is it okay if we change this?
And it's funny because I'll call you and I'll be like, I know you really want to read this book.
But I don't.
Feel it. Oh my gosh. I'm glad we never really say what book we're going to read.
Yeah. Besides now, housemate. Please be really patient for that.
Yeah, it's never gonna come.
No, it will. No, it will. It will.
But if they want to support us and they have a little bit of money, what can they do?
So we do have a Patreon, and at the moment, it really just serves as a way for our listeners to let us know that you really enjoy our content. I mean, we do post twice a week. That's a lot of content for us. I mean, these books are hella long.
Yeah.
You can find us on patreon.com/bookfix. But if you don't want the commitment of monthly, you can find us on Ko-fi, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix. And buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix.
If you are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. You can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. Also, comment and recommend us a book because we are more likely to read a book if it is recommended to us.
We are doing a couple recommendations.
Yeah, crazy. If you want to follow us on social media, we have an Instagram and Threads at the Book Fix Pod, THEBOOKFIXPOD, and a TikTok at the Book Fix, THEBOOKFIX. If you're just feeling like you want to really get to know us, go follow our Goodreads at the Book Fix Pod.
We have so much on there.
THEBOOKFIXPOD. Thank you.
Thank you.
Why don't we read a good and a bad review about this book?
Okay.
Dude, I feel
Which one do you want?
tipsy.
Uh-oh. We'll take a break then.
No, it's okay. I just want to drink more. I'm writing the book fix in here. What is the name of this book? Never Miente.
Never lie. Okay, this comes from Zarina. They gave it 5 out of 5, and they wrote, literally the most insane plot twist ever. I was so confident I knew where the book was headed, but nope. This author is a freaking genius. After reading 4 of Freida's books in a row, I still have yet to give her anything less than a 5-star rating. I'm impressed.
Love that shit. Okay, this one comes from Allie, who gave it a 1 out of 5. If you like horrible writing and a plot that makes no sense, then this is for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you later. Bye. Dude. Oh.
Is the room spinning yet?
I mean.
Focus on that point right there.
Where? But, okay.
That one.
I feel like we need to drink. We need to take a break. We film in bulk.
Yeah.
By the way. That's why we're wearing the same clothes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Remember when we used to change
I
between
was
episodes?
literally going to say that. I was going to say that, but then I don't know. Like, it was cute. It was cute that we did that. But now I'm glad we don't have to pretend.
Dude, I know.
No, well, actually, to be honest, the reason why we did that was because it was easier for us to edit.
Yes,
like
because it was easy to see what outfit was what episode.
Yeah.
And it did help. Now it's just kind of like, well, it's still kind of easy to film because I'm like every 2 or 3 episodes is going to be the next one. It's easy. It didn't really make much of a difference, but I liked it. I remember the first time we ever filmed an episode, we were in here. Remember we got ready together? So much effort into doing our makeup, doing our hair. And now I'm just kind of like, okay, 30 minutes passed. I'm ready. You can come over.
Yeah.
Dude, I think we both need to get a little more drunk.
Yeah, for this next one.
For this next
Stay
one.
tuned to find out. We're not going to say which one.
But you know which one.